Yeah, Eliot Sloan, Blessid Union of Souls, and from Cincinnati, Ohio. And pretty much all my life, since I was at least an early teenager, I've always wanted to be in a band. I used to have posters of Led Zeppelin and Queen and Prince and all these different bands on my wall. And I mean, I was one of those guys that would buy albums and just sit there and read all the credits because I was so interested in, like, who wrote the songs, who recorded the songs, who produced the songs. I was just learning all of that stuff, just taking it in. It's like when I used to eat bowls of cereal, have the big box of cereal in front of me. That's how it was with albums. And I was just always so interested in it. And I was taking piano lessons since I was about 6. And I took piano lessons for about 6 or 7 years. And it took that long for me to realize that I can't read music. And it really kind of drove my mother crazy because she was thinking, I've been having you in piano lessons all this time and you can't read music. How have you been playing? I've been playing by ear my whole life. Like, I know what the notes are, like on the scale, but I cannot sight read. I cannot get it from here to here to here fast enough. I was always able to hear songs and play it. And ironically enough, most of the bands that I've been in, all of us just play by ear. A couple of guys actually read and sight read music and they can write it, but I don't know what I'm looking at. It's kind of foreign to me, and it's kind of frustrating because I would really like to learn how to sight read. And I've tried again. I took piano lessons a few years ago to see if I could anything change. But anyway, after high school, I got into a couple of bands and met up with the guys that I formed Blessid Union of Souls with. And we were fortunate enough to be able to like write songs and record songs. And we got a manager and we made a demo. This was in the days where you would actually send a demo CD to the record companies and hopefully they would open it up and listen to it. And they did. And the first song that was on our demo was I Believe. And they really liked it. There was actually 2 different people at the record company that really liked our songs. And they took it to their boss on the same day without one unbeknownst to the other. Like, you need to check out this band from Cincinnati. And that was on a Tuesday. No, that was on a Thursday. And then 4 days later on a Tuesday, they flew down from New York to come see our band. And we did like an acoustic performance of the songs that were on the demo and a couple of other songs. They really liked it and they signed us to a record deal that night. I mean, it was like a dream. We couldn't even believe what happened. We were like looking at each other like, did that really happen? And it did. And a couple of years later, I Believe came out on the radio and went all the way to #1 for us. And part of the tour, we toured for 18 months for that first record, like off and on, just like the longest we were ever home was for like 7 or 8 days. And part of that trip took us over to Italy. We spent a lot of time in Milan and in Rome when we did a lot of promo over there. So that, you mentioning that you had students from Italy brought back some good memories. We had a great time over there and all through Europe. So
I actually got a student in Italy who has a question for you. Is that all right if she asks?
That is all right. Please do. Stop me from talking.
Right. No, you're fine, man. You're perfect. Mav, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Eliot. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too.
Thank you. Thinking about your favorite song, what is the message you give and why it's your favorite one? And please, can you sing a part of it?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No, I Believe is, that's always going to be my favorite, not just because it was our first song, but I think that song is kind of like the theme song for the band and, at least what I believe in. The the repeating chorus just keeps, saying love is the answer, love will find a way, love will find a way. And that's something that I've always believed, and I still do. And that I wrote that song, going on 30 years ago. So that's to me, that's one of the proofs that, love is eternal. And that's pretty much the theme of our band and our sound and our message. And it's all based around that. So yeah, that would have to be my favorite one. Ralph, do you want me to go ahead and play a little bit now?
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Can you guys hear this okay? Walk blindly to the light and reach out for his hand. Don't ask any questions and don't try to understand. Open up your mind and then open up your heart. You see you and me are very vulnerable. I believe love is the answer. I believe I'll find a way. I believe love is the answer. I believe love will find a way. 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 I hope that was all right.
Yes, that was good. Good job. Good job.
Good. Thank you. Thank you
You're
so
very
much.
welcome. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I miss being over there. What part of where in Italy are you?
I'm near Venice.
You're near Venice. Okay. I
Yeah.
never got to Venice. I always heard how beautiful it was.
That's absolutely wonderful. So we have some more student questions. Is that okay if we jump into those? So we don't take too much of your time. And there's actually multiple websites. Is blessedunionofsouls.net, is that the official website if they want to learn more about getting some of your music?
Yeah, blessedunionofsouls.net or .com goes to .net. Yeah, there's a couple of different ones. Please don't pay attention to those.
Yeah, you're cool. So one of the students wants to know, this is an email that I got from one of the kids in France, and they want to know, what was it like where one day you guys were just kind of performing on your own just for fun, and then it was like your career?
It was almost like, I don't know, it was definitely a dream come true, because it's something that I had dreamed about for, a long time, and for it to actually happen, it's almost like it was like a dream. It really was. It was like, I mean, I can't even explain it. I guess, I don't know, when someone wins the lottery and they wake up the next day and they go, wow, yes, that really did happen. That was kind of like this for us, because it's not that we didn't think it was going to happen, but we knew it was such a huge dream to have, and then for it to come true, and for people to really believe in our music, that always meant a lot to us, that they believed in our music, and that it was our songs that we were writing. That was, even still today, I mean, I've been living this dream since 1992. I mean, it's just been kind of nonstop in some facet or another, and still getting messages and emails and doing things like this, You know what I mean? To see the effect that that the music has, which proves to me the longevity of, you know, of music and the message behind it. So it's definitely a dream come true that sometimes I have to wake up. Sometimes people have to, like, you know, I mean, I don't have the dreadlocks anymore, and people are like, yeah, I remember your songs. It was the soundtrack of my life growing up. And I don't know. That's those are the things that we didn't think about. All we were thinking about was like, let's get a record on the radio, let's go tour, which was great. We did that, but we didn't take into account the impact that the music would have, and that's been the biggest blessing for us.
There's a student in France who's studying music, or they might actually be in Spain, but they want to know specifically the song "Light in Your Eyes." Did you write the chords first? Did you write the lyrics first? And would you be able to share some of that song with us today?
Yeah. There's a light in your eyes I used to see. Actually, I had the chords first. I had all that first, and I had a chorus. I had I think all I had was, there's a light in your eyes I used to see. There's a place in your heart where I used to be. And that's all I had. And the guy I co-wrote the song with, this guy Tommy Sims down in Nashville, he picked it up. He heard it, and he finished that whole verse, that part of the chorus for me. He helped write the verses and everything. The melody, but yeah, I definitely had the piano first, because those big chords, just easy for me. You know, that kind of stuff came natural for me. So that was, the music was written first, and probably then the melody, and then some of the words came after that.
One of the kids was asking about Hey Leonardo. How did that come? I mean, that's one of the ones that the very first songs of yours that I heard when I was a kid, that kind of, we heard it nonstop on the radio and on MTV, and
right.
Like, how did that come about?
I'm just trying to
You're fine.
This a little bit.
You're good.
Well, the thing is, I'm not a guitar player, but I've always liked the guitar. So I bought a guitar just to see what songs that I would write from guitar. And even still today, I'm not very fluent at it, but I can write, I can play it enough to write songs. So I bought a guitar, and I probably wrote, 10 or 11 songs the first, month or two that I had it. Not that they were all good, but Hey Leonardo was one of them. And, all it is like, G and A back and forth, and so that was easy enough for me to, I think it's G and A. I can't read music, but I think it's G and A. But so most of my stuff is really melody driven, big chords, and then just melody and lyrics over top of that. But I remember there was a girl I was seeing, and she lived we were just talking about South Dakota. And I drove all the way from Cincinnati to South Dakota to go see her. And I had met her before, but I was like, I want to come see you, I want to see where this is going to go. And I drove all the way out there to see her, and we hung out for a week. I just took a week off of the studio. We had to get away from each other. We were going crazy. And the great thing about her is she did not care at all about, like, the fact that I was in this band. Like, she liked me for me, pardon the pun, but that's really where it came from. And, she wasn't impressed. Yeah, I mean, she thought it was cool. Yeah, he's in a band. That's great. But, that wasn't going to be the basis of our relationship. She wanted to see if she was, if I was somebody cool for her to hang out with and introduce to her friends. And we got to know each other that week. And on the way back from South Dakota, which is like, a 10-hour drive, I wrote that song. And soon as I got back to Cincinnati, I went into my studio and just started recording everything that I was hearing in my head, because I had a little cassette recorder that I was putting the ideas down so I wouldn't forget it. And as soon as I got back, I recorded that. And then I took it to the studio a couple of days later, and they were like, "This is cool. How did you come up with this?" And I was like, "South Dakota, man."
Sodak. We just got back from South Dakota yesterday. It is a long drive out to the West
It
Coast.
Yes, it is.
So while I have you here, please check out their website, blessedunitofsouls.net, and the 25th anniversary of Home, which they have on vinyl. Those
Right
of you
here.
younger, that's called a record.
Yes.
I'm not sure, but
There
you
it
can
is.
download it. It's a phenomenal CD. I actually had that, and I believe my older brother had it on cassette tape, which is another version of how we listened to music back then.
Oh,
but I
yeah.
definitely had the CD. So before we let you go, is there any advice that you could give to the kids as they kind of go off into the world and kind of figure out what they want to pursue and what they want to do?
Well, I heard an interview a long time ago by this producer named Gary Marshall. I don't know if you remember Gary Marshall. And one of the things that he said, and I didn't see the whole interview. I saw the last part of the interview, and this was a long time ago. And he said something that just rang true with me, and that I've been living, but couldn't really put it into words. He said, "He who has the most passion wins." And I thought that was so profound, because I just remember the passion that I had for wanting to be in a band and wanting to make music and to go on the road. And that's it right there. If you're super passionate about something, go for it with everything that you got, because the rewards are profound. And if it's in your heart like that and you just really want to do it, don't let anybody get in your way. There's always going to be people to tell you that it's not going to happen. You're not going to succeed. So many people told us that we would never get a record deal. I can't tell you how many people told us that. People in my own band, not this band, but a previous band that I was in, and friends of mine, they were like, you're never going to get a record deal. Do you know how many bands out there that are trying to get a record deal? And I didn't care. I just thought that I could do it. I don't know why. I just thought that I could do it. So, everybody's heard this, talking about believing in yourself, but, I'm living proof of that. And I am nobody special. I remember where I came from. I remember the friends I grew up with. I remember the schools that I went to. I remember what a knucklehead I was, and well, probably still am, depending on who you ask. But I had a strong passion to make music, and there was nobody that was going to get in the way. Not a girlfriend, not a brother or sister. My mother did support me. She was behind me the entire time. She didn't really understand, but she trusted. She saw it in my eyes that I was not going to give up. So she was my biggest fan. And so that's what I would just tell people. Whatever it is you're going for, don't listen to other people. At least listen to them and then prove them wrong later, but don't let them take them off the road that you're on.